Borderlands 3 gets a release date. Kotaku releases an investigative report on the development period of Anthem. Is Fallout 76 now pay to win? And Persona 5 gets an announcement at the end of April. Hello everyone, my name is Brent and this is Gaming News Weekly from March 31st through April 6th, 2019. Initially announced last week, Borderlands 3 has now been given a release date for September 13th, 2019. The characters include Mose the Gunner, who has the ability to summon a mech and that other teammates can hop into. Amara the Siren has the ability to summon ethereal arms that will melee her enemies. Flak the Beastmaster has the ability to summon a pet. And Zane the Operative has the ability to summon a decoy drone. The plot summary of this game is as such: take control of one of the four Vault Hunters and battle against the Children of the Vault and their leaders, the Calypso Twins. Moving on, let's talk about Anthem. Now, Anthem has been troubled from the beginning, and I think that is putting it lightly. Anthem has been a relative disaster since even before its launch. However, that hasn't quite stopped me from enjoying the game entirely. I do have fun playing it when I play it. It's cool to get inside your Javelin and fly around like Iron Man, but the game definitely has problems, to say the least. So Kotaku released an article earlier this week, and basically it just goes into just this nightmarish development cycle that Anthem had. 19 anonymous BioWare, current and former BioWare employees came forth to give information for this article. So here are some of the problems that were laid out in the article. Casey Hudson leaves BioWare, and that leaves sort of this void in the development and in the development team. There were constant story revisions due to lack of vision for this new IP. There were constant issues with EA's engine Frostbite. It was developed with Frostbite was developed for first-person shooters, so it made it really difficult for the Anthem team and even the Mass Effect Andromeda team to make third-person shooters with it. The game may have been in development for 6 years. However, the core development cycle for this game took place in about the last 16 months before shipment, due to the lack of vision, as I've previously mentioned. Many employees of BioWare had to take doctor-mandated time off in order to help with their mental stability and their stress. Due to these issues with Anthem and with Mass Effect Andromeda, several veteran BioWare employees left the studio. So that kind of leaves me wondering what is going to happen with Anthem. And I want to know what you guys think. Can Anthem be saved? Can Anthem be saved like maybe games like Destiny? And even Fallout 76 is starting to do a little bit better, but we're moving on to that. That's next. So Fallout 76, that game has definitely, it's basically the same thing as Anthem, or Anthem is the same thing as it. Just it had a horrible launch. Now, I really enjoy Fallout 76. I enjoyed playing Fallout 76 when it first came out. I love playing it with other people. It's actually a lot of fun when you get into it. However, that doesn't mean that it is rid of the problems that doesn't mean that it doesn't have problems. It has a lot of problems. So the big thing that's happening this week is Fallout 76 is set to get repair kits in the Atom Store. And if you're not familiar with what the Atom Store is and you haven't played Fallout 76, completing certain tasks within Fallout 76, you're rewarded this in-game currency called Atom. And there is in the main menu of the game, there is the Atom Store where you could go. And as of right now, there are basically, it's just like aesthetic stuff like skins, things like that, things that you could put up on in your base, all that kind of stuff. So what Bethesda is planning on doing is putting repair kits in the Atom Store that you can buy with this currency that you can also pay for with real world money, which is making people believe that Fallout 76 is now using pay to win practices, which they promised that they wouldn't do. Does this really mean that the game is pay to win? I don't necessarily believe that it is, because so long as we don't buy those kits, which can also be earned in game through completing certain tasks. Oh, and by the way, these repair kits, repair your armor and your weapons and things like that, giving an edge over people who have them, or giving an edge to the people who have them in the game. So because these can also be earned in game, I don't fully believe that this is a full-on pay-to-win tactic that Bethesda is implementing. However, I can definitely see how some people can perceive it that way. Now, in my opinion, when it comes to Fallout 76 or even Anthem, it just seems like people are just finding something to hate on these games every day, because that is just what people do. And so I personally don't think that these repair kits are that big of a deal, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when that does come out. So moving on. This is what I've been looking forward to talking about this entire time. So Persona 5. I love Persona 5. I actually just started playing this game a little over a month ago. I was looking for something new to play, and the game just caught my eye. I love the animation style, and like all these videos of gameplay just made it look really, really awesome. And so I just decided to buy it on a whim, and I fell in love with it instantly. The story is compelling with very interesting characters, the detail in the art direction, and it has all the best parts of a JRPG right down to capturing Pokemon. And if you've played the game, you probably get that. If you haven't, play Persona 5. So what's this announcement that's happening here coming up at the end of April? So recently, two things have started popping up. There is Persona 5 The Royale and Persona 5S. Now, we have no idea what either of these are. There's some speculation. Persona 5 The Royale could possibly be the original game with some new content. It sounds like there possibly is a new female character that's being introduced with Persona 5 The Royale. And then, of course, there's Persona 5S. Earlier this year, it was announced that, or I guess it would be last year, during the Game Awards last year, it was announced that Joker would be coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And that left a lot of people wondering, well, if Persona 5 isn't on the Switch, why is Joker coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? So Persona 5S is speculated to be the Switch version of Persona 5. And with leaks from multiple distributors online, I believe Best Buy had a leak saying that Persona 5 was coming to the Switch. It's almost been pretty much confirmed that Persona 5 will be coming to Switch sometime soon, but we have yet to find out. We should find that out coming up at the end of April. So I wanted to leave today with some final thoughts, and I'm just going to kind of read what I have here written. And there's basically, I'm going to say that there's a harsh truth to be said here. Gaming is now an industry, and that industry has exploded, especially in the past couple of decades. Many businesses have chosen to capitalize on this industry, and some of it has been good and some of it has been bad. In the end, it's all about the bottom line for those running these companies, and it's sad. It sucks because we really want these companies to care about us. And I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying that in the end, they just want to make money. These corporations just want to make money. So instead of getting mad at these companies for putting things like pay to win objects in their game, stop buying into them. Stop buying into these pay to win practices. Developers keep putting these pay to win items into these games because they know that we're going to buy them. I've been guilty of it. I bought the XP boost for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Do I regret doing that? No. Should I have done it? Probably not. It's just we're all guilty of, or at least a majority of us are all guilty of buying into these pay-to-win practices. If we stopped doing these pay-to-win practices, if we stopped purchasing these pay-to-win items, sorry, I keep getting fumbled up with my words, they would stop putting them in their games because they have to develop these items, put them in the games, and that all takes time and money. And if it gets down to the point to where it is just like a waste of money for them to be putting these in their games, then they would stop doing it. So stop buying into the pay-to-win practices instead of complaining about them. Stop complaining about pay-to-win and stop buying them. So with that being said, that's it for this week. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to leave a few reference articles to some of the stuff that I talked about today in the description of this video. Please take a look at that. Please like and subscribe if you liked what you saw here. I promise I'm going to get better at these videos. I was a little nervous doing this today because this is my first one, but I'm going to get better, and they're going to start. I'm going to keep bringing information about this industry that I love. I hope everyone has a fantastic week, and I will see you next week on Gaming News Weekly. Have a nice day.